Well, hello friends, Scott from Platte River Keto. If you're new to my channel, welcome. On my channel, you get to come along for the ride on my keto journey. I check in with you once a week to update you on my keto progress and try to check in with you at least one other time during the week to share something with you, usually something that I've learned about the ketogenic lifestyle, but occasionally something that I've learned about this little journey that we call life. Today is Wednesday, so it's not a weekly check-in day. I wanted to talk with you guys today, though, and check in with you about something that I've been thinking about quite a little bit lately. The 13th of January this year is, I believe they call it Quitter's Day. And what that is, from what I understand, is it's the day that people tend to quit their New Year's resolutions. As you probably know, those of you who've watched my channel over the last little while, I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. I certainly believe in goals, and I have lots of those. But for whatever reason, New Year's resolutions have had a negative connotation with me. And it's not just health, it's been a lot of different things, really. I just feel like they, too many times in my own personal life, have been wishes rather than goals with a plan. So, anyway, this Friday is going to be, or is, from what I hear, a Quitter's Day, where people tend to quit their New Year's resolutions. Put them away for another year and have another year of doing the same things and getting the same results. So as I thought about that, I thought to myself, if you've happened on my channel as a person who's brand new to the ketogenic lifestyle, or if you're someone who's been doing it for a long time, but perhaps got off track maybe over the holidays and you set some goals or even New Year's resolutions to make some changes, you might be coming to the point here where it's going to have been a couple of weeks since the start of the new year where you're struggling a little bit. Maybe you haven't been as on track as you wanted to be. Again, maybe you're brand new and this is your first couple of weeks on the ketogenic diet and you're struggling a little bit. I just wanted to share some thoughts that I had about how to kind of keep you on track. And I've written a couple of things down. So if you want to know why I'm looking down, it's because I've written a couple of things down. I didn't want to forget them. But I just wanted to talk with you about a few ways that you can continue to stay on track so that you don't become a statistic. One of those people that quits on Quitter's Day on January 13th or whatever it is. The first one is to think about your why. What is your why? Obviously, if you're struggling right now, or if you've even fallen off the wagon a little bit, so to speak, at one point you were really enthusiastic and really excited about keto. So what was your why? Why did you want to start the keto lifestyle to begin with? Was it for weight loss? Was it for a particular health problem that you were having? And more specifically, as you start to think about your why, weight loss is one that people use a lot that I don't think is really, if people would be completely honest with themselves, it's not really the weight loss. It's something related to the weight loss. Now, it might be that there's an outfit you want to fit into. You want to look good in pictures. You want to look good for your sister's wedding. You want to be able to do something with your kids. You want to be able to, get down on the floor and play with your kids or whatever it might be. Losing weight will help you with that. But I often have found in talking with people, and I know this is definitely true for myself, that it's definitely not specifically the number. The number is cool. And as those of you who have been following along on my channel know, I've reached a bit of a milestone recently where I finally got back into the twos. I have a 2 at the front of my weight, and that's great. It's wonderful. It's one of those things that I had a goal. I set a goal, worked my plan, and achieved that. But the number in and of itself doesn't mean anything. That's why when I talk about my weight, I talk about my relationship with Earth's gravity, because that's all it is. So I don't find weight it's specifically to be a very good why. If that is your why, I'm not telling you you're wrong. But I am encouraging you to maybe think a little bit about what you really want out of keto. What is it really just your relationship with Earth's gravity, or are there things that you want to be able to do at a hopefully lower weight? So anyway, think about your why. What is your why? Because at one point, if you're not currently super enthusiastic, if you're currently struggling, if you're currently thinking that you're about ready to put away your New Year's resolutions for another year, at one point you weren't that way. At one point you were really excited. You were gung-ho. You were ready to go. So what's your why? that why was part of at least what was motivating you to start with. The next thing that I wanted to talk with you about is progress, not perfection. I think that for a lot of us, and I definitely put myself in this category, for many of you who've followed my channel at all, if you've listened to my story, I have been a recovering perfectionist for most of my adult life and probably well before my adult life. And perfectionism, it can be very paralyzing. And it is the thief of joy, I think. Somebody might have said that. The striving for perfection is a thief of joy, and I believe that to be true. There are very few things in this life in which we're going to be perfect. And if we feel like the only way we can be successful is to be perfect, we're going to be disappointed a lot in our lives. However, progress is possible. And progress is really what makes the difference for us in our lives, whether we're going to stick to something or not. And I'm trying to remember who it was. It might have been Kim Howerton. It might have been Autumn. I can't remember, and I'm sorry for whoever it is because your talk was great. Somebody, it might not have even been either one of those people, but somebody talked about a person trying to be perfect at something. I don't even know if it was a diet or not, versus a person who was just trying to do pretty well. And basically they charted something over a significant period of time, and the person that was trying to be perfect, they had days where they were 10, on a scale of 1 to 10, they were a 10, they were perfect. But then they had a lot of days where they were a 2 or a 3. There was a day where they were 0. And the other person who was just trying to do pretty good, or trying to be somewhat successful, they didn't really have any 10 days, but most of their days, were above like a 7 or an 8. And you could just see the difference. You had this up and down versus pretty consistently up. And if you averaged the numbers, the person who was trying to just be consistent or kind of good was much more successful than the person who was trying to be perfect. So if you've been trying to be perfect, as most of us are trying to do, we're trying to do the diet, live the lifestyle absolutely the best that we can, and you've had a slip up, forgive yourself, first of all, be kind to yourself, and focus on progress, not perfection, which actually leads me to my next thought. And you guys have heard me talk about this before. This is, I believe, from the book. I'm fairly certain it's actually from Atomic Habits. It's the maxim, never miss twice. And that's actually pretty powerful when you think about it. And it's actually pretty easy to do when you think about it. So if we think about that from a keto point of view, right? If you have a day where you miss, say you missed today, well, don't miss tomorrow. Get back on your diet, get back doing the things that you should be doing tomorrow. And if you are successful tomorrow, and even if you miss the next day, if you actually take that over a whole year, that will mean that for half of the year you were successful. Now, for the other half of the year, obviously you weren't, but that in and of itself would be progress. Now, I think that'd be a pretty crazy way to live, but the fact of the matter is most of us, if we get right back on after we miss for a day and we go back on for a day, we're probably not going to miss right again that next day. And it's probably not going to be an every other day sort of a thing. And over time, we will find that we miss less and less and less as the habit of doing the things that we want to do becomes ingrained in our lives. I know that that's been true for me. I'll give you guys an example. As I think about my exercise and working out, the longer that I've become consistent with it, I still have days where I miss. It's been a while, to be honest with you, but I still have days where I miss. But it's become less and less and less and less over time, to where now it's expected of me, and I expect it of myself, but like those around me also expect me to do my workout. So never miss twice. Everybody's going to have an off day. Again, not perfection, but progress. So when you have that off day, when you have that day where you're off plan, where you don't exercise, where you eat things that you didn't want to eat, let it be that day and get right back on the next day. Don't miss twice. By not missing twice, you will create the habits for yourself that you want. And if you've missed, since you started the year, like I said, if you were going with New Year's resolution, some sort of a challenge or whatever you were trying to do for yourself, get back on right now. Just start again now. That would be my next, I didn't even write that tip down, but that would be my next tip for you, is you don't have to wait till Monday. You don't have to wait till the first of the month. Just start again now, and don't miss twice moving forward. You're going to have another day where you miss, and that's okay, but don't miss twice. And finally, the last thing that I wanted to share with you, I feel like I've gotten a little bit long-winded in what was supposed to be a pretty quick check-in today. But the last thing is, reach out to your community if you're struggling. Those of us who've been doing this for some time, and I don't even consider myself an old timer, a long timer in any stretch of the imagination. I've been doing this for not quite 18 months, but there are people who've been doing it a lot longer than I have. But anybody who's been doing this for any length of time has probably experienced struggles, has probably experienced what you're going through right now if you're struggling, if you're having a hard time. And the community is great. They're here to help you. I'm here to help you. I want to help you. Feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out in the comments. You can reach out via my email address, platriverketo@gmail.com. I want you to be successful. And there have been a lot of people on my journey who wanted me to be successful and who were helpful to me when I was having a difficult time or when I was having a tough day. Community is one of the best things that you can have for yourself to help you to be successful over the long term. So reach out to your friends in the keto community if you're struggling. I hope this was somewhat helpful to you guys. I feel like it was just a random bunch of thoughts, but as we approach Quitter's Day, you can maybe take some of those ideas and keep on track. I hope that you do. I hope that if you're struggling, that you will reach out. If not to me, to somebody else in the keto community who would appeal to you, perhaps. But guys, that's it for today. I want to tell you that I appreciate you very much. I appreciate those of you who follow along with me on my journey. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your support and your encouragement. Once again, remember, guys, that there is no secret ingredient. Keep calm and keto on, and we'll talk to you soon.